Welcome everyone to the Writing Centre. Very welcome to Jen and Guy, who are joining us from Bard, and to Stacey and Sigwe, and Mark from the Education Writing Centre, a very wonderful poet, Jackie, over there, and to all of you. And Barbara, author, and Phillippa, and Shara Books. Welcome to the second Writing Festival for the Wits Writing Programme. And we're being launched by the Senior Director for Academic Affairs, Professor Nichols de Billings, who will just say a few words to start us off. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Pam, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, colleagues from the university, and a special good morning to our visitors, those of you visiting us from abroad. You would have noticed this morning a little bit of commotion happening in front of the Great Hall there. It is because we have started our graduation season, so the first lot of graduations for the year. And for us at Wits, this is a very special time. It is the culmination and celebration of our students' persistence, their hard work, and their success. And none of this would be possible without supportive units like the Writing Centre program, assisting our students through deep thinking, analytical thought, critical thinking, and helping them to shape their ideas into words, I see even around there some great artwork and some pictures, which I think is fundamental to academic success. Passing courses is obviously important. Obtaining that piece of paper later on this morning in front of family and friends and celebrating afterwards is important, but there's a lot more that happens in the academic journey than attending the lectures and writing the tests and walking across the stage. There are spaces of deep learning. There are spaces of collegiality and engagement in thought, and the Writing Centre is one of those spaces. And this is due to, I see our writing fellows are here. This is due to your work and your contributions, your passion for engaging with the students, with student success. And of course, it's thanks to Pam, who has led the Writing Centre for all these years and who has remained dedicated to ensuring that writing is not just a task that fulfills a means to an end. Writing is a way of thinking. Writing is a way of telling our stories. And I'm particularly excited, and have been since I first met Pam, about this writing festival, because this is one of those few times at the university where we aren't engaging in coursework and conferences, but we're really engaging with writing and all that writing brings us. Writing and all that it means to individuals and their lives. We obviously know there's an important academic component to writing, but there's also writing as a means of explaining oneself. Narratives, histories, stories, of developing these, of being creative, of being innovative. And so when Wits was talking a few years ago about launching an innovation center, my first thought was, we already have an innovation center. We have the Writing Centre. This has been the start of Wits's innovation. And your program over the next few days is just that. It's innovative, it's creative, it shows the passion of the Writing Centre, the dedication of the Writing Centre. So without saying any more, I would just like to welcome you all to Wits, welcome you to the Wits Writing Centre on behalf of the university. And while I'll be in and out for the next few days, I'm really looking forward to some of these engagements and to engaging with the books and the literature and the workshops. And my final word is just a word of great thanks to Pam and her team for putting this together for the second year in a row. Unless you've done something like this, you have no idea how much work it takes. And I'm sure Pam will, and the rest of the team, the writing fellows included, will be enjoying a very nice long weekend of sleep after this. But please know that your efforts are appreciated by the institution. We appreciate you putting together this program, but more than that, we appreciate the continuous support you show our students, the continuous ways that you contribute to student success and to our hundreds of students who will be walking across the stage receiving their degrees. So thank you very much, and thank you for the invitation.
Right, so I thought I'd just show you through the programme. Hopefully soon we'll have a storytelling workshop. Nomsa hasn't arrived yet, so there might be a bit of a break. Then after that, from 11 to 12, there's a writing centre workshop, listening to learning. From 12 to 1, Mr. Jackie Soroke will be in conversation with Tabang, talking about writing black, going through staff writer period to now. In the afternoon, another of our guests who hasn't arrived yet, I'll pick her up just now, Diana Ferrus, will do a workshop on a workshop for writing in the community. Then from 3 to 4, will be partly on Zoom for Annie. Both Diana and Annie have written amazingly about the past and bringing the past into the future. Annie's book now has just been translated into Portuguese. It's about two sisters taken from Sierra Leone, one taken by Arab slavers, others taken by British slavers. The one that went to Britain became Victoria, the Queen Victoria's goddaughter. Now, I never knew this. It's true. It's a truth. It's an extraordinary book. It's really exciting. So we'll be talking about that with Annie and Diana from 3 to 4. From 4:30 to 5:30, thanks to Jen, who leads the international network of OSUN, Open Society University Network, of the Writing Centre groups. So that'll be a chance to listen to writing centres across the world, Palestine, Eastern European University, many voices there. Then from 5:30 to 6:30, there's a screening of Sista in the Brotherhood. This was a Writing Centre alumnus. You'll see her picture there from 2002. Now she's a professor in the States, in Portland, and she's won awards for this short documentary, 30 minutes documentary, about breaking into a man's world in small trading area. Then this evening, we've got terrific book launches. There's this one from Farai. You're welcome to have a look at the book. It's a bit expensive, but it's absolutely beautiful. Set in Harare, looks absolutely beautiful, as you see, and it's about Harare that sounds very much like Joburg now, everything not working, and you have to hustle. And then as you walk on the ground, there are these wet patches, and these wet patches are puddles. And from these wet patches, the spirits and the juzu come and take people's ankles. So it's a whole other world underneath and coming on top of crazy Harare. It's a very good book. And then we have David Mann Once Removed, who I haven't read yet, but Stacey assures me is a very exciting book of short stories. He's a graduate from the MA in Creative Writing. Next day, begins with, we've got lots of writing groups. I should have perhaps told you a little bit about the writing programme. The writing programme encompasses this place as a resource for one-on-ones, the library, things can happen. It also encompasses the writing intensive programmes. We have people like Wachango, I see other writing intensive people here, who've worked with existing courses so that the writing delivers course content. Because as Nicole was saying, we're working with the assumption that writing is thinking. So how do you think as a chemist? How do you successfully think and act as a chemist? Or in education, or in anthropology? That's one stream, and then another one are the writing groups, writing and reading groups of self-sustained learning, groups getting together using the seminar room. That's happening more and more. Fuad has spearheaded that very well. There are some very strong groups in arts and other places where students are actually teaching themselves, reading for themselves. So forget wretched AI, use your friends and think more. So that's actually, this is a writing group exchange that just plopped up. We didn't do anything. They just started coming here and started meeting. I think Annabelle is a lawyer, and she just got a group of friends from other disciplines, and they're doing creative writing, and this is their writing group. So it's a completely self-initiated, self-sustaining writing group tomorrow morning. The library has, as you see, been our host for a long while, and we're very grateful to them. And we've got here the director of a new communications part of the library, who will be talking about the library and research. That will be in the Creative Commons on the other side of this space. I think they call it 1B, but we'll take you there. So anybody who's got WWF on their chest, I'll put one on too, ask them for help at any point. From 11 to 12, we've got lots of writing intensive lecturers who will be looking at how they've integrated writing with learning, which is key to that program. Several of them from health sciences and from anthropology and from law will be looking now at how we're trying to create writing learning paths across courses. So the health sciences ones are 3 courses. They were created at the same time. And NOMSA is here. Phew. Goody. I will not be so long-winded now. So the writing learning courses will show how the writing learning tracks have passed between courses, and then there will be Nompumelelo and Wuchango looking at how writing is integrated within a course. Then we have Writing the City with Barbara Adair and Nele Sizwe. This is, I think, will be based on Barbara's latest book about Springs, an innovative way to document a place. Again, writing community, which is actually, this theme has come through very nicely in everything we're doing. Lunches will be here, and they will be baguettes. Fresh baguettes should be nice. Please stay. Then after lunch, we have a very exciting event that Stacey and the Windy Brow Theatre have put together. They're looking at Cesaire's poem, Notebook of a Long Day's Journey into Hillbrow, and that has been translated, reworked by teenagers from Hillbrow who've got their own version of this poem. It should be extremely exciting, and we're thrilled that Stacey's brought these people here for that. Thank you. Then from 3 to 4, another extremely exciting thing. You'll see on this table, there are zines, beautiful handmade zines, and that's another group, a collective of students. Our students are coming up with wonderful things, and Nichols right. One of the assumptions of the Writing Center is writing is thinking, but also that we want people to have ideas. We want students to have ideas, and then we want them to make them practical. This is a really, really good example of that. They're absolutely beautiful. I'm intending to buy some if I can. And I just brought this in because Ra, who's one of the pioneers of this, we worked with him in 2007. And this is a very, very early zine with a last event that was held here. I'll show you the picture. Well, you're welcome to have a look at it. But you'll see quite an evolution from this one to those extraordinarily beautiful things there. And this is beautiful too. Then we have a meeting of international writing research, which thanks Jen. This is hosted by Bard's Institute for Writing and Thinking, and they have international writing fellows all over the world. And there's one at the back who's put in a huge amount of work to this festival. And we'll be hearing from Fuad and Neka about their work in doing research on writing. 5:30, we've had a connection to Oksana Kutsenko, who's a Ukrainian poet, and she's going to be joining us online to read some of her very beautiful poetry. And then we finish with two more fantastic books, one about Siphiwe Dana by 2 scholars from UNISA. Nompumelelo Ozodwa was an affiliate with the Writing Centre as well, and we'll have some Siphiwe Dana's music. And then we have a book published by Pluto Press in the UK about women revolutionaries, and a contributing author will be presenting, who was also a long while ago, 2000, connected to the Writing Centre. And then we conclude with Phillippa's poems, and then I think also a poem from Diana as well. So it does look an extremely exciting festival. Huge thanks to Fuad. There is this extremely beautiful brochure that you can have. I think we have only got 50 of them, but they will. And there are some lovely tote bags for presenters. So please enjoy the festival. There will be little bits of breakfast here, lunch at 1, and there will be some sort of supper at 7. And we hope you really enjoy it. So welcome everyone to Writing Community. Maybe have a 2-minute break, and then we have the wonderful Dr. Nomsa Madloza, who used to be our storyteller in residence. I just had a hey over there, who's an author of children's books in isiZulu, and we welcome you hugely. Would you like 1 or 2 minutes before Nomsa? Yes, so welcome, and in a couple of minutes we'll begin with Nomsa's workshop. Last year it was wonderful. So I recommend it strongly. So welcome everyone.